From stage and screen to music and activism, HIV/AIDS has impacted talented individuals across many fields. This list explores 20 influential figures whose lives were cut short by the disease, examining their legacies and contributions to art, entertainment, and social progress. Anthony Perkins. Best known for his haunting portrayal of Norman Bates in Psycho, Anthony Perkins kept his personal life as enigmatic as his on-screen characters. Throughout his career, Perkins was rumored to have relationships with several men, including Stephen Sondheim and Tab Hunter, but he remained private about his sexuality. In 1987, he was diagnosed with HIV, a condition he kept hidden from the public. Despite his illness, Perkins continued working until the very end. His death on September 12, 1992, at the age of 60 from AIDS-related complications, was a sobering reminder of the toll the epidemic had on the entertainment industry. Perkins's legacy remains defined by his complex characters and the private battles he fought off-screen. Keith Haring. Artist Keith Haring used his bold and colorful artwork to fight for social justice, particularly gay rights and AIDS awareness. Diagnosed with AIDS in 1987, Haring channeled his experiences into his art, making his work a powerful voice in the AIDS movement. His pieces often depicted themes of love, sexuality, and activism. Tragically, Haring passed away on February 16, 1990, at just 31 years old due to AIDS-related complications. His artwork remains a lasting testament to his life and advocacy, ensuring his legacy endures as both an artist and an activist. Brad Davis. Brad Davis, best known for his intense performance in Midnight Express, lived a life that was as turbulent as his on-screen characters. Diagnosed with HIV in 1985, Davis chose to keep his illness private and battled both his condition and the stigma surrounding it. His life ended tragically when he took his own life on September 8, 1991, at the age of 41, by an intentional overdose. Davis was candid about his relationships with men, and his struggles with AIDS became part of his complex legacy. His death remains a stark reminder of the emotional toll the disease took on those affected. Wade Domingus. Wade Domingus was a rising star in Hollywood when tragedy struck. Known for his breakout role in Dangerous Minds, Domingus portrayed Emilio Ramirez, a troubled student who connects with his teacher. His intense performance gained him critical recognition. However, few knew that behind the scenes, Domingus was privately battling AIDS. Born in 1966 in California, he initially worked as a go-go dancer before entering Hollywood. His career showed promise, but in August 1998, at just 32, Domingus passed away due to respiratory failure caused by AIDS. Before his death, his co-star Elizabeth Berkley visited him in the hospital, where he emotionally watched his last performance in The Taxman. His passing was a profound loss, ending what could have been a long and successful career. Willie Smith. Willie Smith revolutionized the fashion world by blending streetwear with high fashion, earning him the title Godfather of Streetwear. Born in 1948, Smith's designs reflected a democratic approach to fashion, clothes that were both stylish and accessible. After being expelled from Parsons School of Design, Smith launched his own label, Williewear, in 1976. His fresh, urban style made waves, especially in the 1980s. Tragically, Smith's life was cut short. After his partner passed from AIDS-related complications in 1986, Smith's own health deteriorated. He died of pneumonia caused by AIDS on April 17, 1987, at the age of 39. His company did not publicly disclose the details of his illness, but his influence on modern streetwear is undeniable, continuing to inspire designers today. Denholm Elliott. Denholm Elliott was a character actor whose face you'd likely recognize from over 125 films, including Raiders of the Lost Ark and Trading Places. Born in 1922, Elliott had a career that spanned decades, often playing affable, quirky characters. His personal life, however, remained largely private. Elliott was bisexual, though this was not publicly known during his lifetime. In 1987, at the age of 65, he was diagnosed with HIV but continued to work until his last on-screen role in 1992. Elliott passed away on October 6, 1992, from AIDS-related tuberculosis at the age of 70. His legacy is honored by the Denholm Elliott Award, established by BAFTA, which is given to promising actors. Robert Reed. Robert Reed, best known as the patriarch Mike Brady on The Brady Bunch, lived a complex life behind the scenes. Though he portrayed the ideal father on television, Reed struggled with his sexuality, fearing the repercussions it would have on his career. Born in 1932, Reed started his career on stage before becoming a beloved TV figure. He privately confided in his wife about his sexuality before their divorce in 1959. Diagnosed with colon cancer in 1991, Reed was also HIV positive, although the timing of his diagnosis remains unclear. He passed away on May 12, 1992, at the age of 59, with HIV-related complications playing a significant role in his death. His passing sparked conversations about the challenges faced by LGBTQ+ actors in Hollywood. Roy Cohn. Attorney Roy Cohn, notorious for his role in the McCarthy hearings, was a deeply controversial figure, both professionally and personally. Diagnosed with AIDS in 1984, Cohn vehemently denied his condition and his homosexuality until his death. Known for his ruthless political maneuvering, Cohn's personal conflicts were as dramatic as his public persona. His story, marked by contradictions, was later immortalized in Angels in America. Cohn passed away on August 2, 1986, at the age of 59, still denying the truth about his sexuality. His death symbolized the complex intersection of power, secrecy, and the AIDS epidemic during the 1980s. Liberace. Liberace, the flamboyant pianist and entertainer, was one of the most recognized faces in show business. With his opulent costumes and extravagant performances, Liberace entertained millions. However, his personal life was shrouded in secrecy. Diagnosed with AIDS in 1986, Liberace kept his illness hidden from the public, and even attempts were made to conceal his diagnosis after his death. Liberace never officially came out as gay, but those close to him confirmed his long battle with the disease. He passed away on February 4, 1987, at the age of 67 from AIDS-related complications. His flamboyant legacy lives on in popular culture. Pedro Zamora. Pedro Zamora made history as one of the first openly gay men with AIDS to appear on television, bringing the struggles of living with HIV into millions of homes through the real world. San Francisco. His bravery and openness about his diagnosis and sexuality broke new ground in raising awareness for both AIDS and LGBTQ+ issues. Zamora's candidness resonated with audiences, especially at a time when the AIDS epidemic was still shrouded in stigma. Sadly, he passed away on November 11, 1994, at the young age of 22. His activism continues to inspire, and his legacy remains a beacon of awareness and acceptance. Ondrej Nepela. Ondrej Nepela was a figure skating champion who brought pride to Slovakia with his breathtaking performances on the ice. After winning numerous titles, including Olympic gold, Nepela's career was tragically cut short by illness. Diagnosed with AIDS in the late 1980s, Nepela struggled in silence, and his condition remained private until his death. He passed away in February 1989 at the age of 38, succumbing to complications from the disease. Nepela's achievements in the sport are still remembered today, and his story reflects the untold struggles many athletes faced during the height of the AIDS crisis. Steven Stucker. Steven Stucker brought unforgettable comedic energy to his role in Airplane, but his personal life was marked by challenges. Diagnosed with AIDS in 1984, Stucker was one of the first actors to publicly announce his condition at a time when the stigma surrounding the disease was overwhelming. His openness was groundbreaking, helping to destigmatize AIDS for the public. Stucker continued working until his health declined, and he passed away on April 13, 1986, at the age of 38. His courage and comedic talent left a lasting impression, paving the way for future conversations about HIV/AIDS in the entertainment industry. Ed Koch. Ed Koch was the brash, outspoken mayor of New York City from 1978 to 1989, known for his signature phrase, "How am I doing?" Born in 1924, Koch was a force to be reckoned with, helping turn New York around during its darkest financial days. But there were persistent rumors about his sexuality, and while Koch never publicly came out, close friends and some activists believe he was gay. Critics point out his inadequate response to the AIDS crisis in the 1980s, with people like activist Larry Kramer calling him out for not doing more. In 2013, at age 88, Koch passed away. Though never officially linked to AIDS, his legacy remains controversial regarding his closeted life and the era's epidemic. Rudolph Nurv. Rudolph Nurv, the ballet sensation, was a powerhouse both on and off the stage. Born in 1938, Nurv grew up in Soviet Russia, but made a daring defection to the West in 1961, becoming an instant international star. His partnership with Dame Margot Fonteyn was legendary, and his performances in Romeo and Juliet and Swan Lake are still remembered today. Off-stage, Nurv lived life fully, known for his flamboyant lifestyle and relationships with men. Diagnosed with HIV in the 1980s, he kept dancing until his body couldn't keep up anymore. Nurv passed away on January 6, 1993, at the age of 54 from AIDS-related complications, leaving behind an unforgettable mark on the world of ballet. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson, born Roy Harold Scherer Jr. in 1925, was the epitome of the classic Hollywood leading man, tall, handsome, and always cast in romantic roles. Known for films like Giant and his popular TV series Macmillan and Wife, Hudson lived a double life. While his fans adored his on-screen romances, behind closed doors, Hudson was a closeted gay man. He kept his sexuality a secret until 1985, when he was diagnosed with AIDS and became the first major celebrity to announce it publicly. Hudson's diagnosis shocked Hollywood, turning AIDS into a headline issue. On October 2, 1985, he passed away at age 59, forever changing how the world viewed the disease and those living with it. Howard Ashman. Howard Ashman's words brought Disney magic to life during the animation renaissance of the late 1980s and early 1990s. Born in 1950, Ashman was the lyricist behind unforgettable songs from The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. His knack for storytelling through music made him a Disney legend. Ashman was diagnosed with AIDS while working on Beauty and the Beast, and many of his lyrics took on deeper meanings because of his illness. He continued working despite his declining health, passing away on March 14, 1991, at the age of 40. In the credits of Beauty and the Beast, Disney honored him with a touching tribute. To our friend Howard, who gave a mermaid her voice and a beast his soul, Steve Rubel. Steve Rubel, the mastermind behind Studio 54, made sure the disco era was one to remember. Born in 1943, Rubel's legendary nightclub was where the rich and famous, along with the everyday partygoer, rubbed shoulders, danced, and partied until the early hours. Known for his selective door policy and star-studded guest lists, Rubel made Studio 54 the epicenter of New York nightlife. But behind the glitz and glamour, Rubel was diagnosed with HIV. He kept his illness private and continued to work on his hotel business with Ian Schrager until his health declined. On July 25, 1989, at the age of 45, Rubel passed away from complications due to AIDS. Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury, the iconic frontman of Queen, was more than a rock star. He was a legend. With his operatic voice and flamboyant stage persona, he captivated millions. Born Farrokh Bulsara, Mercury kept his private life closely guarded. Though he never publicly came out, his close circle was aware of his relationships, including his lasting bond with Mary Austin, whom he called his soulmate. Diagnosed with HIV in 1987, Mercury remained productive, creating Queen's Innuendo album despite his declining health. His last appearance was in the poignant "These Are the Days of Our Lives" video, where his frailty was evident. On November 23, 1991, Mercury revealed his AIDS diagnosis, and just a day later, he died from complications at age 45. His legacy lives on through his music and the Mercury Phoenix Trust, a foundation fighting AIDS. Paul Shinar. Paul Shinar was a versatile actor known for his deep voice and intense presence on screen. Born in 1936, Shinar's career spanned film and stage, with notable roles in Scarface and the TV show The Wild Wild West. A founding member of the American Conservatory Theater, he earned a reputation as a serious performer. Rumors about a long-term relationship with actor Jeremy Brett circulated, but Shinar kept his private life quiet. He was diagnosed with AIDS in the 1980s and passed away on October 11, 1989, at the age of 53, leaving behind a body of work admired by peers and audiences alike. Joel Crothers. Joel Crothers was a staple of daytime television, best known for his roles in soap operas like The Edge of Night and Dark Shadows. Born in 1941, Crothers had a long career, starting on Broadway at just 14 years old. Known for his charm and good looks, he became a fan favorite. Crothers was openly gay among friends and colleagues, but never made his sexuality public. In a twist of soap opera drama, he was even engaged to his co-star, actress Velika Gray, though their relationship raised questions. Crothers passed away on November 6, 1985, at the age of 44, from AIDS-related lymphoma.